Kid pussy, that's the best put. Well, I'm saying.
Yo, what? Corey Holcomb just royally exposed himself. I just saw a video by Poetic Flacco where he covered some of the insane things that this guy had just said. And after you watch this, you're gonna want this guy in prison as soon as possible. Let's take a look at the video together.
When I was in Iceland, you don't have to be no 18. I think it was 13, maybe 14.
Yeah.
That's a grunt. The vagina been on this planet 14 years. I've said this before on the show also. Do you know if a woman 16 years old gives you a baby, that is going to be 16, 17, 18, 19. That is going to be one of the healthiest babies possible.
First red flag was Corey Holcomb knowing the age.
No, seriously. Why does he even know the age of consent in another country? Why? How many of us have traveled to other countries across the world and thought, I wonder, what is the age of consent in the country that I'm currently in? Who even thinks about that? People travel normally for food, sightseeing. This guy is traveling to see kids and to figure out what can he possibly get away with and what can he do here that is considered illegal in his home country. And apparently he has said this in the show before, where he thinks that a 14, 15-year-old kid is somehow at the most optimal age to give birth. I'm sorry, don't most people even hit puberty around that age anyways? Between what, like 13 and 15 or 16? So you're telling me these kids just hit puberty last week and today they're somehow are already able to conceive a child and deliver the healthiest baby possible? What is this guy even talking about?
Right.
Well,
At that age, they've been on the planet long enough. They're in their prime developmental wise to create a life.
Corey
How can they be developmentally at their prime if they have just started to develop in that direction? They just started to become adults. They just hit puberty right now. And they've hit their prime already? What is this guy even talking about?
Yo, come on, bro. Like, yo, that's absurd. Now, to make things worse, Corey Holcomb went on another podcast and he admitted to testing out the young women in Iceland. Now, the same young women that he claims, were 13, 14 and ready to conceive.
You go to other countries, I'm just saying, in America, most people only know what they know in America, but I've been to other countries, and in Iceland, I think the legal age to get with a girl is 13 years old.
Oh, my God.
Right, it blows people's mind when they hear it. But in Iceland, R. Kelly is not a criminal.
He's trying to get extradited.
He's a normal guy in Iceland. I went to Iceland, and you just can't offer him money and gifts. And I thought that was so unfair that you couldn't give him nothing after you was done with him.
Wow. First of all, age of consent in Iceland is actually 15. I don't know where he got this 13 thing from. And did you hear what he said? He said he feels bad that you're not allowed to give them gifts after you're done with them. Them referring to 13-year-old kids. 13-year-old kids, he's saying after you're done with them, he feels bad that you can't give them gifts. Because apparently, as far as we're concerned, that's considered trafficking children. And this guy is currently admitting to, well, he's not denying certain things that we're logically can derive from what he just said.
This dude crazy. I'm not going to Iceland. So I assume you've been to Iceland and you took advantage of the laws. Is that what you're saying?
I had a great time in Iceland.
Oh my God. He was asked, I assume you took advantage of the laws in that country. And he said, well, I've had a great time in Iceland. And we're just going to chuckle about that. As if this man did not just insinuate that he just spent time with a 13-year-old child.
We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
The age of consent in Iceland is 13. Did you take advantage of the laws in Iceland? Man, I had a great time in Iceland. You just can't give them gifts afterwards. After you're done with them. You can't give them gifts because that will count as trafficking. So he full on admitted that he did what he did in Iceland. Full on admitted to it. Now, a lot of people...
Technically, he didn't really admit, but he didn't deny what he just did, right? So we cannot legally say that, oh, he has done X, Y, and Z. but we have enough logical gaps in between what he just said to assume that that's exactly what he has done. And question, what parent across the globe allows a random guy from some random place who's in his 50s and 60s to get with their 13-year-old kid? Either this man is allegedly spending time with kids that are being trafficked, right? Or there's no other there's no other logical to it. How else could you possibly get with a 13-year-old kid? Even if we grant the idea that a 13-year-old kid somehow is legal in other countries, who is letting a 13-year-old kid just roam the street and just sleep around with random people? Who? If it's not people who are trafficking kids.
Point to, Corey Holcomb is joking, he's making a joke. But at what point do you teeter the line so much that we got to say, I don't know, bro. I don't know, son.
Yeah, I don't know about that. There's no in hell that that's a joke. That's not funny. And I don't know what audience find that funny except an audience who's into PDF shit. Like, how else would you possibly look at it? I've never seen a comedy bit where sexualizing children is the bottom of the joke. Never have I ever seen that.
Even how Corey Holcomb talk about young women is disturbing. There was a story on the Corey Holcomb podcast he told about, I think like a 5-year-old, right? And this story makes me uncomfortable to this day.
This past weekend, I saw this little girl. She had a Welch's grape juice bottle in her mouth. And she was about 5. She had the whole bottle, as far as it'll go, just sucking on it, walking with her mama. Somebody said, get that out her mouth. When they took it out her mouth, that baby said, You know when she stopped crying? When a man picked her up and put her in her lap and started bouncing with it. Then she stopped crying and was looking like this. I said, that's a little growing right there. And everybody will say, Corey, what are you talking about? Corey, you crazy. Get the out of here. This little girl was in her bliss with her mouth wide open.
Yeah, no. This guy is absolutely beyond sick. This story he is telling is about a 5-year-old child who's just done breastfeeding a few years ago and is crying because something was taken away from them. And probably the father, in this case, the man he's referring to is the father of that child grabbed the child and just trying to shake it so that the baby can stop crying. That is somehow was turned into a story about a kid who's sucking on a bottle and then stopped when a man started. Bro, what? It's one thing for him to sexualize a 13-year-old, but a 5-year-old? A 5-year-old child. Have y'all seen a 5-year-old? That's a baby. That's a kid. Wow. This man, wow.
Her jaw is being prepared for hustle. And this was a little girl.
Her teeth aren't.
Baby Goobler. I like that.
Wow. Wow. A grown woman joined in on a story where the butt of the joke is sexualizing a 5-year-old baby. And she joined in on that. These are the kind of people he has around him. And we're surprised why he feels comfortable to even speak up on these things. He got other people that are, she's a woman. I don't know if she's a mother or not, but that's an adult woman joining in on a joke about sexualizing a baby. Oh, Tethan, she wants to make a joke about that. Sick people.
A grown woman is next to Corey Holcomb participating in this. She says, oh, her teeth not preparing her for fellation. What? A baby teething makes you think about If you think this is the worst of it, nah, bruh. It gets worse.
Me for real. One day I was living with this lady and her daughters crawled in the bed and I ain't have on shit.
Yeah.
I was up under the cover.
Wow.
And I was like, oh shit. And one of her
Tell
daughters
Michael,
was like,
rest in peace.
her daughter was
She was in high school. I think she was 15. Still not legal. You just can't tell your true thoughts.
What true thought?
You just can't tell your true thoughts when a 15-year-old kid walks in on you when you're butt-ass naked under the sheets after you just spent the night with her mom. You can't tell your true thoughts. What true thoughts, I wonder, do you have that you can't say about seeing a 15-year-old kid that you want to be with? What true thoughts are these? This is the man that sexualized, that said that he didn't deny that he has been with 13-year-old kids in other countries, sexualized a 5-year-old baby, and now we're supposed to be shocked that he has thoughts about 15-year-old kids. We're supposed to be shocked about that. Oh, no way. He sexualized a baby, a 5-year-old baby, and might have been with a 13-year-old kid, which he said indirectly, right? He had a great time in Iceland, right? But he can't say true thoughts. After saying all the other things that we've heard him say, what other thoughts could he possibly have? What other thoughts could he possibly have that we have not heard yet? What other thoughts could he possibly have?
Her daughter was gonna be thick like her mama. I know that much.
Yeah.
I knew her daughter was a bust down. She got pregnant like a year after I moved out. She was 16. I knew she was gonna get pregnant, goddamn, because she used to do shit. She used to do shit to let me know, damn, this is trying to get me in trouble.
Oh.
Her name was Tiffany.
Right. All of you kids.
Yeah, she has a documentary.
Kid
out
pussy.
right
That's the best put. Well, I'm saying.
See, you heard. Run that back and hear from his mouth again.
Right. All of you kids.
now. Yeah, she has a documentary.
Kid
out right
pussy.
now.
That's the best put. Well, I'm saying.
Yo, what? Did y'all catch what he said? Yo, he said kids P word. That's the best kind of Yo, lock him up. Lock this guy up right now. This guy needs to be locked up right this second. My goodness. There's only two ways where you could say something like this. One of two. Either you have already been with kids or you fantasize about them. In both cases, you are a bona fide PDF file. There's just no other way around it. Either you are into it and you fantasize about it, right? Or you have experienced it firsthand, in which case you are an actual pedophile. Pedophile literally means you like kids, okay? So either you are somebody who likes kids, in which case he just said that. He just said kids. Oh my God, bro. Oh my goodness. This man needs to be locked the hell up. Why?
Can you get charged if you spoon a child? Get behind him, make him take all his clothes off, and you hug him like that. Is that a
pretty sure.
charge?
Yes, Graham.
What is
pretty
that?
sure.
Not no penetration. Just
Doesn't
spoon
have to
him.
be penetration. It's so you can't
That's
be.
love.
Bro, what? He's asking about the legal limits of what he can get away with or can't do, right? Just so that he can satisfy some weird sickness that he has, and make sure he doesn't get any kind of illegal consequences for it. What could he possibly do legally with a kid to where it is okay, but at the same time doesn't get him into any... Oh my God, this is how you know that this is beyond just a sickness. This is beyond just thoughts that he's having. This man is calculating. He's speaking and asking legal questions. What could I possibly get away with that satisfies my sick inclinations, but at the same time I won't face any legal consequences for? My Lord, this man is sick. This man is beyond sick. I don't know who put this compilation together. I don't know if it's Poetic Flacco. I don't know if it's someone else, but whoever put this together, this is easily admissible in court. It must be. It must be. It's just, the man is saying it himself.
Please keep this piece of tape for future references. I'm telling you now, when they go after me, they get dirt like a I'm here to tell you, if they go through my computer, they gonna be like Corey, like what else can I put out there?
Snacks.
I mean, I'm a big in the child.
Yeah, I'm glad he admits it. At least he admits it. At least he admits that if we were to go after this clown, we gonna find evidence to implicate him. He admits it. He's literally telling us. He's literally telling us, if you were to go after me, you will find all the evidences you need. You will find it. And this is exactly what we want. We need this man investigated. This guy needs to be investigated. People need to look into his browser search history, what he has on his hard disk, and we need to see what exactly this man has been involved with. What did he do? Are there victims out there? We need to find that out. He's self-aware enough to comedically make jokes about what people could potentially find on his hard drive. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Some people will excuse this behavior as edgy comedy. I'm not excusing this, man. I think it's up to Corey to come on this podcast and say, hey, bruh, what I said in the past about them babies is crazy. I don't know what I was thinking.
Who is excusing this as edgy comedy? Who? It's one thing for edgy comedy to be like some racism, some jokes about different ethnic groups, even jokes about what other people eat, right? Other cultures and stuff. That's one thing to be edgy about that. But who's being edgy about diddling kids and watching kids get victimized and sexualizing a 5-year-old kid crying because a juice bottle was taken from them and being coddled by their parent? Who thinks that's edgy comedy? First of all, who thinks that's comedy to begin with? And who thinks that's edgy? Who are these people? If any group of people thinks in the way that this man thinks, I think these people need to be completely just gotten rid of. Corey needs to be investigated, and we need to know what the hell has this man done to people out there, if he has done anything. If he has done anything. Listen, this was a crazy story. This is all I can say about this whole thing. I don't even know how to process what this guy is on. Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing in the comment down below, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next one.